hands down, no questions asked, without a doubt, this is the best city in Southeast Asia. Let me show you why. Welcome to Saigon. Good morning from Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City, depending on who you ask. We are back in Vietnam for a month, and I am so excited about it. Every time I come back to Saigon, I just love it more and more. And actually last night when we arrived, I thought about what would it be like to stay here long term, because this is such a livable city. We are in the Bình Thạnh neighborhood, which is different than the Bình Thạnh market. It's actually a neighborhood that doesn't have like a district number. It's just Bình Thạnh. And I love it here. It's thought that you see a lot of locals. You don't see a lot of Western tourists, but you do see Korean and Japanese, and a lot of work going on here. Look at all this street food. It is everywhere. So you'll see Korean, Japanese tourists. We're opposite a school right now, but you don't see a lot of Western tourists. I think what attracts the Korean and Japanese is actually this is known as a newer kind of little Tokyo or little Japan. A lot of Japanese restaurants here, but at the same time, still a lot of local traditional Vietnamese food. But I have something specific that I want to share with you. And also to share with you, this has been the worst arrival in Vietnam since the first time I arrived, when I was robbed my first 10 minutes in. That was in 2008. Ended up being a great story. I'll share it in another video. But this was actually really bad, and I'll explain why once we get closer to breakfast. All right, let's talk about why this has been the worst arrival since 2008. This is my 5th time, I think, to Vietnam, and I just love it. I think as I get older, I just really appreciate it, and I can see like the calmness in the chaos. So when we arrived today from Indonesia, I realized my bag had not. In fact, it hadn't even gotten on the plane. It was still in Indonesia, and Alan's bag was still in Singapore. Normally that wouldn't be a big deal. So we flew with Scoot Airlines, which actually I love. It's the discount version of Singapore Airlines. They also give you 10 kg carry-on versus 7 for the other carriers. Then when we checked in, they said to us, hey, if you want, we're giving free check-in of the bag. We normally fly carry-on only, do not check the bag. So we said, oh, okay. So I quickly pulled out my drone and my electronics, and I thought I was good, except I realized I didn't pack an emergency set of clothing in my bag, because right now it is 40 Celsius and I don't have a bag, and I'm so hot. I'm wearing jogging pants, also known as sweatpants. Guys, I am sweating. So today is going to be an interesting day. One of the things I have to do after our first stop, or second stop, is actually go find something to wear, because this is good as cotton, but these sweatpants I'm dying in. I need to change. And it was a good lesson that even when they tell you for free you can check your bag, maybe you shouldn't check it. Ordered my food using Google Translate. So the beauty of it is you can take a picture of a menu, and it does a pretty decent job of translating what the words are. I knew what I wanted to order, so that was great. And the beauty of being in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh, is that almost everyone speaks a little bit of English, especially people who work in restaurants. So I asked for like a small Bun Mam, and she knew exactly what I wanted. Oh, I think my food is coming. Now this is Bun Mam. Now Bun means vermicelli rice noodles, and what it is it's a fermented fish broth with the noodles, as well as seafood, shrimp, squid, fish. It's supposed to be fantastic. If you like fermented flavors like I do, this is probably right up your alley. We'll see. I love dishes that I can't compare them to something else, that it's a completely new flavor, and that's because I eat so many places around the world that like not being able to compare it to something is just what I want to do. The first thing I want to do actually is get into this broth. It smells amazing. It almost smells like Parmesan, which tells me it's like total umami. Whoa. It's really hard to describe. Wow, it's very rich. Not too fishy, a little bit salty. It has so much depth, almost like feels a little tomatoey. Okay, let's get in. I can see we've got some fish here. So tender. And then, not actually sure what this is. It's like a little brown gelatinous thing. I'm still not sure what it is. It's soft and it tastes good, so I guess that's all that matters. This is really, really good. You know, a lot of people come to Vietnam and all they have is like pho, or they have banh mi every day, or maybe they have bún chop, they're in the north. But Vietnamese food is so complex, and what I love about it compared to, say, other food that you'll find in Southeast Asia is that in the south, it can be sweet, but there are so many dishes that are not sweet at all. And in fact, you have to add the sweetness at the table. This is so, so good, and it almost makes me forget that I'm going to be sweating all morning long. But I'm going to continue to eat this, and then I'm going to show you my apartment because I just love staying in an apartment when we come to Vietnam. Just lots of space, and this is a good one. Ooh, this is squid. I have a feeling this is going to be my favorite neighborhood in Saigon. When we arrived last night, we actually got here in time to have dinner, and we found this duck noodle soup place that was amazing. If you haven't had duck in Vietnam, you got to try it. It's amazing. And then breakfast was so good. And then I just saw some snails on the street. Oh, this is going to be good. Yes, there's little Tokyo, and I think there are a lot of maybe some Korean spots. But I am here for the Vietnamese. I can have Korean in Korea. I can have Japanese in Japan. I just want to try all of the dishes here. All right, I made a couple stops there because Alan is going to be hungry, and we've got quite a bit to do today. It's a big day. So the coffee, soda that I got him was 15,000 dong, and then I stopped in and got him a banh mi with 2 eggs, and that was 17,000. Now, if you have any kind of allergy or anything, or you're like Alan and you don't eat pork, use Google Translate here because, especially with pork, because it's so tasty, I find that even in non-pork dishes, they'll sneak it in as a flavor enhancer because they think pork is delicious, which it is. But if you don't eat something, just be very specific. So with them, they asked me if I wanted the pickled daikon and carrots, and so I said yes, everything is okay but pork. And so that's how you make sure there are no mistakes, because we have made many in Vietnam with Alan. He's probably eaten it at least 5 to 7, actually probably more than 10 times by accident. Here's our apartment. What I love about this, you can see big Saigon, but we're still here in little Saigon. The only thing I don't like, but if you're in Asia, you just better get used to it. They are trying. Look, recycle bins, they are trying.
Now, we did not know this was on the 4th floor, or they did not have an elevator. So, fair warning, but this is only under 15 USD a night. It has a big kitchen and actually a bathroom with a bathtub, which is amazing. Fully equipped with a hairdryer, really fast Wi-Fi, more of the little kitchen, which we won't really use. And then this big bedroom, very strong AC actually. Lots of storage, more table, smart TV, another desk. And then out here, you see our neighborhood. Look at these buildings across the street. They're so cool. And then here, it's an apartment building with a school nearby. This is just awesome. I could actually stay here long term. It's so great. Lots of apartments around here.
So I am just waiting to get picked up for the dentist from our apartment because it is 9:30 a.m. It is technically 32 Celsius already, but they say it feels like 38. And I have jogging pants on, which I think should be called sweatpants because when I wear them, I am sweating so much. I feel really bad for this dentist. I'm wearing sweaty sweatpants. I did have a shower, but there's not much I can do about my pants until after we go to the dentist. right, so that was actually great. We got picked up. I would not have found this place because you actually go through like a gold jeweler area right by the market, and then they're up on the second floor, but it's really nice here. So what they've done is they've just given us some things to put on our shoes to keep the place clean, some tea, and then also we just need to fill out our treatment record. Vietnam has amazing dentists, so we went for a teeth cleaning. The clinic has service in English, and they also picked us up. All right, we are done at the dentist for today. We actually have to go back tomorrow. My lower mouth is still frozen, so I don't even know what it looks like talking here. Tomorrow I'm gonna get the upper done, and Alan needs to get some work done. I cannot believe the cleaning that they did on his teeth. As a smoker, obviously he had additional problems, but his teeth look amazing. And this is just part one for him. Anyway, not the end of things that we need to do today, because I am still wearing jogging pants. So apparently 11 minutes down the road there's a mall. I think with baggage delay insurance with my credit card, the easiest thing to do is to go into a well-known store. They said to just get a receipt, and hopefully I can pay for it with my card, but if not, they said cash is fine. Anyway, so we're gonna go look for that next. What a beautiful day, but wow, it's hot. Have a look. Now, this is definitely not a typical Saigon travel video or Vietnam travel video, but if you've been here a couple times, or maybe you're from Australia or New Zealand, you know that Vietnam has a really great reputation with medical tourism. And so that's why we decided to actually look at dental here. I looked at a few places. This place had amazing reviews and actually does a lot of surgery. So people who need like full crowns, intense dental surgery, it had a lot of really great reviews. We're only getting a cleaning. Alan might need a little bit more, but he doesn't know that yet. But I was just really impressed. Really great service, really great doctors. I saw the dentist first, and then also had 2 dental hygienists working on my mouth. Everyone spoke English. Malls in Asia look very similar to those around the world, and you're going to find a lot of brands that you also have at home. So if for some reason you need to pick something up quickly, it's very easy to do. Mission accomplished! Look, it's almost like I'm made for tropical weather. Instead of wearing all black today, I feel so much cooler. Day is saved. Now, our tasks for today are not done. We have one more thing that we have to do, and then we're going to do something that we really want to do that I recommend you do on your first day when you arrive in Vietnam. And we completed that mission as well. So we went into Viettel. You do need to bring your passport, and there was a line, and it took us still less than 20 minutes to do. We have 6 gigabytes of data a day for 30 days for 10 Canadian dollars, so about 6 US. Data here in Vietnam is not expensive, and cell phone plans here are really good. We haven't had any problems in the past few years traveling in Vietnam having bad Wi-Fi or bad data, so success. Last thing we have planned for today, we're walking to right now. We didn't have time for lunch, but this is a fun one. A local spa invited us to come try one of their services. So they have offered a body massage and scalp massage. And so massages here in Vietnam are not as big for locals as it is in Thailand, but they do offer it. It's becoming more and more popular because tourists want it. But what they do offer is Goi Dao. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And that's basically like a scalp massage / shampoo. That is a very local thing to do. And I think we both need it after today. Alan saw this banh mi shop, and even though we don't have a lot of time, there's always time for banh mi. We have not eaten lunch. I bought Alan a banh mi today for breakfast. That was egg, and it was 18. And he just paid 40 for one. The woman's very nice. Different neighborhood. How much was mine?
Yeah.
Pork is amazing, but the pickled vegetables, oh, they make the banh mi. That was a bit more walking than we wanted, but I think it's right around the corner. And we're only 3 minutes late, which in Asian time I think is acceptable. I love a place when they ask you lots of information. So they ask you about diseases, but they also ask you what you would like to have in terms of pressure on each part, which I think is so important because I have a sore lower back right now and I definitely want to attack that. Wow, that 90 minutes flew. So actually it was 45 minutes of a massage and then 45 minutes of the head scalp massage. And I've had a lot of massages if you spend any time in Asia, but this one felt different. I read that in Vietnam, it was much more common to have acupuncture, acupressure, rather than having like a Thai massage. And that is what it felt like here. Like before you had the massage, it was like acupressure points so that your muscles could relax, and then you got the massage. And then the same thing for the scalp massage, it was like a lot of pressure point work, and then you got the massage, and then you got the shampoo, and then you got the hair drying. It was just like a decadent experience. This was a crazy first day. Now, normally we do a lot of these things our first day in Vietnam. So we like to go for street food. We like to get a SIM card, all of the little things that you need to do. But I'm so glad that we got this massage to end the day, because also I just got a text message from our landlord saying that our bags have arrived. So it's the perfect end to the day. We're gonna grab a light dinner. I'm sure we're gonna crash very early, and tomorrow we're gonna begin the second day of exploring Saigon. Saigon is a city I could see myself living in, and this neighborhood really shows me that. So I'll see you then.